Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Elias and welcome back to Captive Minecraft. In the last episode, we were playing around down in the ancient city, trying to get any advancements we can, get whatever we can to get a little bit further in the Nether, which we're going to go there in a moment. We need to get blaze rods. If we can get blaze rods, we can get the Eyes of Ender that we need to go to the end, which is a lot more advancements. So everything is just kind of hinging on getting to the Nether Fortress, which we've seen but is out of reach. So today we're going to do a couple of quick advancements and just let's just do a real quick kind of look over. These are the ones that we currently have to do. We could get Sniper Duel. Seems like a really big pain, but it is something we can do. We can get the villager once we have the ability to make potions. So everything kind of hinges on getting blazes. We could do that here soon actually, but we have to get honey. I need to set up the bees, and there's a bunch of things that we could do, but there's a lot of things that we're not quite ready for. The Nether is kind of the biggest thing, and I'm just going to go quickly over all of them. If you want to see, you can pause. But yeah, we need to get a handful of things, and mostly a lot of these things are long-term. The two that we're going to do right now is we're going to try to get the squad and the bucket, and that will be easy enough. And then we just have zombie doctor and end. So I've done a little bit of work, not too much. I have the leads, I have the slime balls. We are going to pop up the stuff. So I've put the parrots and the ocelots in here. I still want to get glass, but we don't have glass yet. We don't have a good supply of sand, so that is going to wait. I'm probably going to... We can put the axolotls in here soon. I want to get some more levels before we do that, because secret, if you didn't know, you can rename buckets, and that will, so if I just change it, it does cost a level, but that will actually allow you to change the name of the axolotl, and axolotls will stay in the world that way. No name tag needed. I do believe, I believe that still counts as renaming them, but I've started to make the rooms. This is going to be decorated with some vines, and I might put like a fake oak tree in here. But we need to get rid of these guys. And then we have 3 leads. There we go. There is that taken care of. And then we are going to, with some slime balls, you and you, why not? And then I'm going to try to capture these guys again. I don't care if they're in the same boat, that doesn't matter too much to me. But there we go, perfect. Not quite perfect because he's stuck in the water, but that's fine. So we just gotta wait for the tadpoles to grow. And that is going to take some time, but we did get an extra, like, an extra block of progress, which is always nice. We could put those away. What do we get for a bow? Flame, ugh, not what we want. I'm waiting on level 30 so we can enchant a diamond sword. And let's go ahead and get rid of the hitboxes. So, I guess, actually, let's break the boat, and perfect, that's what I wanted to see. I don't want the boat in the water because I don't want any tadpoles. I don't want any tadpoles to get into the boat, so I'm gonna just quickly break all this so that we can move this guy a little bit farther away. So here's what I think we're going to do. Just to make sure, I'm going to step away for a moment until we get the tadpoles to spawn. And once they do, we'll come back. I'll pick them up with the bucket, and that should be another advancement. Also, we need to get some new armor. Our iron armor is finally breaking, and we should have plenty of iron. And I can always go get more, so I'm not too worried about that. We are going to need to get the there is an advancement later on for the beacon. The full beacon is still a thing that we're gonna have to do, which is unfortunate, but also kind of whatever. And yeah, so we're going to get the tadpole, and then we're gonna head into the Nether. You know what, let's take a real quick peek in the Nether, just because I want to see, are we close enough to the do we need a few more advancements before we can get to the Nether Fortress? There is a couple of things that I'm kind of waiting on doing, just because I want to kind of not have to wait around for things to happen again. So for example, we could murder the raid captain, but at the same time that is going to cause an issue later, so we'd be better off to not do that. Also, I forgot my gold. Alright, so let's go grab our gold helmet. I don't remember where exactly the fortress was, but I do need the gold. We need to not be angering any piglins, so let's just grab that real quick. And see what we can see. So we have a zombie trapped in there. I can always wait around for a skeleton to spawn. That is a way we could get the sniper duel, but that's also going to be a huge pain. I know I said I'd set things up, but oops, I still have that on. That was the mod that does the light levels. So I believe the fortress is over this direction. And we need to get Silk Touch on a pick as well. We do have access to... You need to... There is definitely a spawner for those. But I don't want to do anything against them. We can grab a couple of these. Yeah, there is definitely a spawner. Okay. So... let's get... Stay away. Alright, let's just get out of here. We can get a Strider. We can do things with Striders, because we do have Warp Fungus, a Warp Fungus. Do I have any extra? So we're going to have to get a few advancements. So I am going to step away now. I am going to work on getting the tadpole. We'll get that advancement, and then we will go from there. So I'll be back once we have a little bit more ready to do. We have 3 tadpoles, so we can just pick one of those up and get the bucket advancement. Which means more world border. Now, there is a problem. These guys are going to grow up, and we don't have a good place for them, so I'm going to just temporarily block this in. Eventually, that will be glass, but that is just so that they don't get out. We even have, you know, airlock doors, and I need to move you a little bit, so cool. Now, that did open up another advancement where we need to have all the frog lights in our inventory, which means each one of these 3 need to eat a... isn't there a thing we can do? I don't remember. They each need to eat a magma cube, which is going to be an absolute pain for the record. But let's go ahead, and there's a couple things we can do. So one, we can get rid of that for now. We can put this away. Flint and steel is just a precaution. And I think for now we don't need any boats on us. Let's get the shield out. We can put some stuff away. We'll keep an axe, but I want to make sure that I have plenty of cobblestone because we're going to go back into the Nether and we're going to bridge a little bit. Now I really don't want to lose levels because our sword is going to have Smite 4. And honestly, Smite is one of the best things we can have right now for our sword, because that gives us an advantage against the Wither, which we're going to have to fight at some point. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the Nether. We're going to explore around a little bit and see if we can't get access to the Nether Fortress, or at least figure out exactly where it's at. Because I remember seeing it, but then I don't know where it's at. And it is kind of a pain. To do anything. Those guys are also breedable, by the way. We do need to use some crimson fungus to deal with that, and I will also need to make we're going to need, the fortress is over there, isn't it? It is fairly close. We're going to need to make a silk touch pick. That is something else that we're going to have to do. So let's get a bridge and see just how many more advancements we need to get. I think there might be a couple that are somewhat easy, but if we come up here, should be able to get rid of at least one gas. Gas are another thing that we can do to get advancements. We can do the whole... Oh, seriously? Uh-oh. Oh, there goes all of our levels. That is unfortunate. Oh, man. So, I was worried about that. Oh, well. I can get levels. We'll figure out something. I should probably make a mob farm, to be perfectly honest. That might be the easiest way to get a lot of levels. And honestly, mining as well is a good way. But luckily, all of our stuff is right here. We got most of our levels back. Well, we got a few of our levels back, I should say. So, what are we missing? We're missing a couple things. We're missing our food. It's down here. Okay. So let's just make sure there's nothing else. Hitboxes are always your friend. But yeah, there is a couple of things that we could potentially do in order to get another advancement or two. So there's the shield. I think... Did we have an axe, I think, is the only thing we're not... Okay, you can stay in here, I guess. Let's just... Aha, there is... Looks like the rest of the stuff. So, if we can get a silk touch pick, we can start getting... Ow. Broke my ladder. Broke my ladders. This is frustrating. If we get a silk touch pick, that is something we can use to get more advancement. Well, we can get more stuff to get more advancements. But I think what we're going to do is this. One, we need to heal up. Let's go ahead and bridge over to some of these other islands. And so I think the safest way is going to be low versus way up high, just because of the ghast, really. The ghasts are annoying, so I think that is all of our inventory. I can always go look at the footage. So we do have a staircase over here that leads down, and we could also just dig. We could dig down here, and you know what? I think that might be a good plan. So we're gonna go all the way down to where we found the ancient debris, and maybe we'll find some more. So I believe let's go look. Apologies. I might make this a little bit nicer as well, just so that we can traverse a little bit easier. But I think we need to go northeast. Northeast is the Nether Fortress, and we might be able to get within the bounds of it without actually being, quote-unquote, in the actual fortress. You know, not touching any of the blocks, but I think you generally have to. So, this is north, and then east, and then we'll make like a little bit of a ladder or something in the complete corner. We can get rid of that. So, not too bad. And who knows, maybe we'll find some more ancient debris. So let's go ahead and just be safe. But if we go to the corner, we should be fine to get close and at least see how far we've got to go. And who knows, maybe we'll find another ancient debris, or 2, 3. I think we need 3 more. It would be nice to be able to make something netherite. Specifically, the advancement wants us to make netherite hose. But there's also the lodestone. Hey, this is going to be a different biome. Or is it a different biome? No, still nether waste. Interesting. There is some blackstone down here. Blackstone usually indicates what is it called? The what is it called? The delta, the basalt deltas. There we go. So that would be nice. All right, this is the corner. We are going to put blocks, and I don't have any ladders, and our pick broke. That is terrible. So I guess let's just do something like that for right now. And I'm gonna go grab some ladders and probably make some staircases for this area, because that would be nice to have. It would also be nice to have some. It would be nice to have some levels. That would be nice. But ladders. It would be nice to have some stairs on our little platform. But I think I'm gonna cut away again after that embarrassing death, and we will try to see if we can get to this island. And then the other thing we can do is we can dig this direction, which might not be as far. I actually don't know. But we can go this way. I don't like gravel falling. Okay, not too bad. Let's be smart about this. The torch trick, it works so well. Let's just go ahead and do one of these. But we can find the other side, and I believe this side also leads to a big island. Basically, I figure why not go to the corners instead of dealing with the lava pool and bridging across it. It's a lot safer, and don't know if you noticed, but being a little bit safer is a little bit better, I think. So we'll get a little bit of an area here. And it doesn't hurt to mine a bunch of netherrack. It is a block that we can use, but more than anything, we can maybe find some more ancient debris. So I'm going to go grab some ladders and some new pickaxes, and we will come back and see if we can't get up close to the Nether Fortress. So I will be right back. Alright, good news and bad news. I went and got the ladders, but yeah, we got some bad news. Let's see how bad of news it is. So if we do this, break that and break that, is it just a pocket? No, it is not. But that should Unfortunately, we can't really do much about that. We can kind of go slow. We can put... Oh man, this is not great. Because if it opens up and has any sort of... Like, we can't place anything on top of that. Oh, man. Alright, so we've got lava on this side. That is unfortunate. I guess, I mean, we really could just go up. Let's see what the other side is like. And I'm going to put some torches down here. We had a couple of friends spawn down here, but they seem to have despawned already. The zombie pigmen, aka the zombie piglins, whatever you want to call them. Let's go ahead and just do something similar. This is going to be a much longer path because of just the mountain on the side is much larger. We're going to probably end up going up a lot farther, but that's okay. And I do got to remember, I can't break these blocks. Those are outside of the border. The border is still weird in the Nether. I don't know if they've ever fixed that. It doesn't, like, fully match up to the blocks, but it's good enough. It's a lot better than it used to be. Well, okay, it's a lot better than it was at the very beginning of the world border being introduced, because that one just killed you. If you went into the Nether when the world border was first put into the game, it would just outright kill you. Same, I think, with the end. Not sure on that one, but we should be... Just be careful, but we should be... Yeah, on that mountain. Okay, so we're above... We are, in fact, above. So, I don't know why. We could bridge across here. Let's see what we have. Also, let's mark this, because I will never find it otherwise. Okay, so there is glowstone. We do have a good bit of glowstone. There is the bastion. Please. Ow. I really dislike gas, and that is the main reason I'm not just going and, it's the main reason I'm not just, bridging over. Ow. Please. 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 Stop. Oh my gosh. This guy has the jukes. I can't. Oh my gosh. Gas. Please. Please. Okay. Can't see me anymore. That's my saving grace. So we could just bridge over here. As much as I really don't want to, especially with that gas around. But yeah, the fortress is right there. Let's do it. So secret, best way to bridge across is at the same level of the lava, because you can get back onto your bridge if you happen to fall in. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but there is always the chance. Okay, I don't trust my pinky right now. Hey, there's a stack. So, yeah, the Nether Fortress is over this direction. I just want to see about how far away it is. We can breed them, but we need... I would like to have a good source of the warped fungus. There's a couple of advancements with them, but we could just go ahead and do things. For the record, it is in the Nether. Ride a strider with a warped fungus on a stick, and then we have to take him to the overworld. I don't know the exact details on that one. I have started looking at the guide on the wiki for all the advancements. There is a handful that are going to be an absolute pain to get. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, no promises, but I am going to try between episodes to go ahead and... there's so much lava here. It's not an actual... It's not a full island. And then those guys like to spawn. Alright. How close? Oh, and of course, it's the corner. The corner doesn't actually... Okay, just making sure. The corner doesn't go all the way down. Okay, so it looks like we are 1, 2, 3, 5-ish? 5-ish advancements. So I think what we're gonna have to do is hide. That is probably the first thing. If we dig... No, this does... that's so rude. Okay, so we can't ladder up here, but we can use the bridge we just made. I mean, obviously that will work. Let's get some experience, because why not? Okay. So, let's go get somewhere safe. And make a little bit of a safety rail. And honestly, we can do something like this. So striders are something that we're going to want to probably bring back to the overworld. They have no problem in the overworld, other than they need to constantly have lava. And I don't know exactly how to get the one advancement with them, but it should be pretty straightforward and easy to get them into the overworld, and we can go from there. So I think that might be something we will want to do, but what I'm going to try, and emphasis is on try, no promises with this or anything like that, but I think what we're going to need to start thinking about and doing, and I want to try to go all the way up as well. I think we're just going to pillar, but I need to make a mob farm. So we're going to, I believe we have, I don't know if I want to use a zombie or if I want to use, I think we've got a zombie and a skeleton spawner available to us. I'm going to want to use at least one of those to make a mob farm, and that is going to give us experience, and I think we're going to use the zombie because we're going to need that for other things as well, specifically for villagers. We're going to want some zombie villagers so that we can get actual villagers. We're going to need 2, and that is not that big of a deal, to be perfectly honest, but getting them to spawn can be a little bit of a pain. And I just want to grab all the quartz that I can. The gold nuggets are not that important, so we're not going to worry about getting any of the gold. And I don't think we need quartz for anything, but we have a bit of it regardless. So, yeah, we're kind of at the point where I need to do a lot of work. This episode has also gotten a little long, a little longer than I think normal, but that's fine. So what we're gonna do is this. I'm going to try to make a there's a guy up here. I'm gonna try to make a mob farm between episodes. I'm not gonna show you. I'm gonna make just the kind of basic design, dark room with, oh hey, there's, oh no, that's the Bastion. Right. I thought it was the I thought I found the a fortress. There's a spawner here, isn't there? It might be command blocks, for the record, but we can get a lot of these guys if need be, which we will probably want. But it seems like... Did another one just spawn here, or am I just crazy? Anyways, I need to make a mob farm, and then what we'll end up doing is next time we'll use the mob farm a little bit, get some levels. I'm going to try to get some enchants and try to get some good enchants, and then we'll go from there. So I need to figure out how to get out of this place without dying, and we'll come back next time. We'll get the last like 5-ish advancements that we're going to need, and we will hopefully be able to go get some blaze rods. So that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Not quite low enough yet. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!